Hey everyone, this is Erin with Five Parks Yoga. I'm getting really excited for my upcoming retreat, April 7th through the 13th, 2018, right here in beautiful Costa Rica at the Costa Rica Yoga Spa in Nosara. So check out my website for more details. And if you can't make it this April, I also have a retreat coming up in November and in February 2019. So I hope to have you join me at any of those times. And also I wanted to give a quick shout out to my Patreon supporters. Thanks to you, we have purchased a new microphone. So I hope that you notice the sound improvement. That's what we're going for. Things were getting a little bit crackly and staticky there for a while. So thank you all for your continued support. And if you don't already, please subscribe to my channel. So without further ado, this class is a 60-minute power yoga class with options for up-leveling and inversions. It's always a highly requested class, so I hope you enjoy it. And let's start with a full spinal warm-up from a child's pose. So go ahead and bring your knees wide and your toes to touch. Take your hips back to your heels and walk your hands forward on your mat. Rest your forehead down. Let's start with a cleansing breath. Breathe in through your nose. Big open mouth exhale. Close your lips. Begin to breathe in and out through your nose. If you're comfortable or familiar with Ujjayi Pranayama, go ahead and gently constrict the back of your throat, bringing an audible quality to your breath. Take 3 more breaths here. Take this moment to center and settle yourself as you welcome a deeper, more controlled breath pattern. A hip and shoulder stretch here in child's pose. 1 more breath. For a side stretch, keep your hips resting on your heels and walk your hands, both hands, to the right. Rest your forehead down, breathe into your left side. Switch sides, walk your hands through center to the left. Breathe into your right side. Walk your hands through center. Take 1 more breath here. Nice, long, slow exhale. At the end of your exhale, press your way up to a tabletop position. Continue to breathe in and out through your nose. Let's do some cats and cows. So breathe in, drop your belly down. Lift the crown of your head up, lift your tailbone up, stretch the front side of your body, and then breathe out, round. Cat pose. Lift and separate your shoulder blades, look toward navel center with your breath. Inhale cow and exhale cat. Go at your own pace. Try to really slow your breath down and slow your movements down. And just start to focus on the opening in the front and back side of your body, the arching and rounding of your spine. Last one of each. Inhale to cow and exhale to cat. Come back to tabletop. Take, thread the needle, a little twist in your spine, stretch for your shoulder. Inhale, lift your left arm up. Exhale, slide your left arm behind your right. Take your left shoulder, left ear to your mat. Hold here, breathe in and out. Inhale, unwind, and release back to tabletop position, switch sides. So breathe in, lift your right arm up. Exhale, thread the needle, take your right arm behind your left. Take your right shoulder and your right ear down onto your mat. Hold here with your hips high, breathe in and out. Big breath in, lift your right arm up and return to tabletop position. From tabletop position, tuck all 10 toes under, lift your hips up, downward facing dog. First downward facing dog, maybe, of your day. It's the first one of my day, so take a few moments here to pedal out your legs, shake your head. Take one more breath here as you move. Find a static down dog, checking in with your points of alignment, heels disappearing behind toes at hip distance apart. Spread your fingers nice and wide, middle finger pointing toward the front of your mat. Head nice and loose. From here, lift both heels high. Take both heels to the right. Plant them down on your mat or reach them toward your mat. Feel the stretch in your left side. Inhale back to center and switch sides. Take both heels to the left. Feel the stretch in your right side. Come back to center, lifting your heels nice and high. Keep your heels lifted. Bring your knees to hover just an inch off your mat. Look toward your hands and then press forward to high plank position. Hold high plank for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press back to downward facing dog. Breathe in and out. Lift both heels high. Bring your knees to hover. Look past your hands. Press forward, high plank. And then take some knee taps, right and left, right and left. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, both sides. High plank, down dog, breathe in and out. You guys, this is our last round here, so once again, bring your heels high, bring your knees to hover. Look past your hands, high plank, and now we're gonna do toe taps to the right and left for 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, both sides. Down dog, 1 breath. Now walk your hands back to the back of your mat toward your feet, bend your legs on the way, and come into ragdoll. So just give your hands and your wrists a break. You can take opposite hand to opposite elbow if that feels good. You can dangle if that feels good. You can sway.
Take one more breath, whatever position you're in. If your hands aren't already, release them to your mat and then walk your hands back to the front of your mat, high plank pose. And to the count of 5, with chaturanga arms, so elbows come in, lower to your belly for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest your whole body down on your mat, tops of your feet flat to the floor. And then peel your chest up off the floor, Bhujangasana Cobra pose. Draw your elbows back and in. Press into your toenails. Lift your hands up off of your mat, if that's accessible to you, and hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now don't rest down yet. Bring your arms straight off to the side, palms face down, and then lift your feet up off the mat and hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last push. Bring your feet together. Bring your arms out in front. Arrow Mudra. Hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring your hands back down. Tuck your toes under. Press up to the count of 5 to high plank. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and back to downward facing dog. All right, hopefully you feel your entire core, the front and back side, a little bit warmed up now. So let's get into some more standing yoga postures. Start with 3-legged dog. Lift your right leg up. Press your heel up toward the sky or ceiling. Try to keep your hips level. Take one more breath in. Exhale, bring your right knee to your right elbow. Hold it. Bring your right knee to your right wrist. Elbow, wrist, elbow, wrist, elbow, wrist. Last time. 3-legged dog. Bring your foot between your hands now. Low lunge. Straighten through your front legs so you get a stretch to the back of your right leg. Fold over your right leg. Your left heel stays lifted off of your mat, pressing down toward your mat. Exhale, make your way to low lunge. From here, lift your arms straight up, crescent lunge. Good. Pinkies spiral in, pinky fingers spiral in. Shoulders lower away from your ears. Hold here for another inhale. And then as you exhale, hinge forward, reach back. Airplane lunge, squeeze your triceps, squeeze your pinky fingers towards one another. Okay, and then on your next breath in, step your left foot to meet your right, chair pose. Lift your arms up. Again, lower your shoulders away from your ears, lower your hips down towards your mat. Breathe in. Exhale, airplane your arms again, stay in chair pose with your hips lowering to the floor. Squeeze your triceps, pinky fingers come in toward one another. Good. Inhale, bring your arms back up to chair pose. And then this time, exhale, sweep your arms back and lift your heels. So you're in balanced chair. Okay, and on your next breath in, heels lower, arms lift up overhead for tall mountain pose. Encircle your left wrist with your right hand, side bend to the right, hold here, keep your shoulder in line with your hip as you draw your left fingertips to the right. Back to center, switch sides, right wrist encircled by your left hand, and then side bend to the left. Hip and shoulder in one line. Start to draw those fingers a little bit further to the left. Back to center. And then exhale, forward fold. So you can come hands through heart, reach your arms off to the side, hinge from your hips, all the way down. And just hold your forward fold for one more breath. So stretching the backs of both legs. Inhale, monkey. So extend your spine long, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Plant your hands on your mat, step back, high plank pose. First chaturanga of the day. Lower halfway down this time. Elbows graze your ribs. Inhale, upward facing dog. And then exhale, stretch back to downward facing dog. Okay, and let's do those postures on the other side, continuing to warm up. Find our alignment. On your next breath in, lift your left leg up. Drive your heel up, using the strength of the back of your left leg, stretching through your right leg. And bring your left knee to your left elbow. Same thing we did on the other side. Elbow, wrist, elbow, wrist. So elbow, wrist, keep going. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back, three-legged dog. And then step your foot between your hands. Try to get that left knee directly over your left ankle and then straighten through your left leg. This is extended pyramid pose. In this pose, your right heel continues to stay lifted off your mat, but pressing down toward it. Exhale, low lunge. Bend your left leg. Lift your arms up, crescent lunge. Hold here, nice low lunge in your front leg. Again, back heel stays lifted. Breathe in here. Hinge forward, reach back, airplane lunge. Feel your triceps engage. Feel your chest expand. Your next breath in, step your right foot to meet your left. Lift your arms up, chair pose. Sink low, shoulders away from ears, but fingers still nice and active. Breathe in here. Exhale, reach your arms back. Same action as we had in airplane lunge. Continue to squeeze. Breathe in, lift your arms up, keep your hips low, and exhale. Sweep your arms back, this time lift your heels, balance. Okay, lower your heels, arms straight up, stretch up, tall mountain. One more side bend, but this time take your right hand to your right leg. Slide it down as you lean to the right. Side moon pose. Back to center, switch sides. And come back to center. Fold forward. Halfway lift. Forward fold. High plank. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Press it back, downward facing dog. Take a breath here. All right, so we're gonna pick up the pace a little bit. I'm gonna start working breath and movement together. On your next breath in, take your right leg high. Exhale, right knee, right elbow. Three-legged dog. Low lunge. Crescent lunge. Airplane lunge. Chair pose. Step left foot forward. Airplane chair. Chair. And balance chair. Tall mountain. This time we're going to go straight back to forward fold. Halfway lift. And then if you have jump back chaturanga in your practice, you can take that extra fold out and you can jump back to chaturanga, or you can step back. High plank to low plank. Upward dog. Downward facing dog. Let's take it right to the other side. So lift your left leg up. Left knee, left elbow. Three-legged dog, low lunge, crescent, lunge, airplane lunge, Utkatasana, chair pose, airplane chair, chair, balance chair, tall mountain, forward fold, halfway lift, chaturanga, upward dog, downward dog. So we're going to keep on moving. We're of course going to be adding on postures and up leveling and balancing and all that good stuff, so just kind of follow along, but that'll be the basis of our flow. So lift your right leg up, right knee, right elbow, and this time right knee, left elbow. So you're twisting. Three-legged dog, low lunge, crescent lunge, airplane pose or airplane lunge. So balance if you'd like. Breathe in. Exhale, airplane lunge if you're not there. Chair. This time we're going to go right to balance chair. Inhale, staff. So lift your right leg up, lift your arms up overhead. And then exhale, standing pigeon. Take your right foot or ankle over your left knee, sink down. Inhale to staff. You can have your leg bent or straight, your choice. Exhale, come all the way back to low lunge. So you're gonna very slowly step your foot back, plant your hands on the floor, and then keep your right hand on the floor and step back to side plank. So left foot meets right, left arm reaches up, and just one time here, you're gonna reach your left arm underneath your side to the side, so you're a little twist here. Lift that left arm up, and then exhale, chaturanga. Upward dog, downward dog, breathe in. Big open mouth exhale, just letting some heat go. And let's continue. So left leg lifts, left knee, left elbow, left knee, right elbow. Three-legged dog, lift it up, low lunge. Crescent lunge, option here for airplane or airplane lunge. If you take airplane, take a breath in. Exhale, airplane lunge. Inhale, chair. Exhale, balance chair. Staff pose. Left leg lifts, bent or straight. Left ankle over right knee, hands to your heart, sink it down. And staff pose. Nice, slow, controlled movement back to low lunge. So hands and foot meet the mat at the same time. Keep your left hand on the mat, side plank. Lift your right arm up, breathe in. Exhale, twist and reach. Inhale, back to side plank, exhale, chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Back to downward facing dog. Breathe in. And out. Lift your right leg up. Just keep on moving, keep on flowing. Right knee, right elbow. Right knee, left elbow. Knee to nose. Three-legged dog. Low lunge. Crescent lunge. Airplane. Big breath in. Airplane lunge. Chair pose. Little change here. Hands to your heart, twist to the right. Back to center. Twist to the left. Back to center.
Balanced chair, heels lift, reach back. Staff pose, right leg lifts. Pigeon, standing pigeon, sink down. Staff pose. Low lunge. Left hand lifts, side plank. One reach, left arm underneath your side. Left arm lifts. Chaturanga. Up dog. Down dog. Left leg lifts. Left knee, left elbow. Left knee, right elbow. Knee to nose. Left leg high. Low lunge. Crescent lunge. Airplane. Breathe in. Airplane lunge. Inhale, chair. Exhale to the right. Chair to center. Exhale to the left. Back to center. Balanced chair. Staff pose, left leg lifts. Pigeon, standing pigeon. Staff with left leg lifted. Low lunge. Side plank, right arm lifts. One reach and twist. Right arm lifts. Chaturanga. Upward dog. And downward dog. Hopefully you're feeling warmed up now. Continuing to work with that with some up level options. Take one more breath. Okay, so starting on the right side. Right knee, right elbow, hurdler's pose if it's in your practice. So it's an arm balance. You're gonna bring your right knee to your right elbow, and you can either hold here or float off the floor for 3, 2, 1. Three-legged dog. Try to do it without tapping down, it's not easy. Low lunge. Step forward. Crescent lunge. Make your way to airplane. And this time we're gonna come straight to staff from this position. So bring your left leg through without touching it down. Reach up. And then make your way to standing pigeon. Take your left peace fingers around your left big toe. Bring your foot with you as you rise up. Hold here, or extend your left leg out in front of you. Or extend your left leg to the left and your right arm to the right. From wherever you are, make your way back to airplane pose. Okay, now you're gonna take your left foot to meet your right. Chair pose from here. Lift your arms, set your foot down. Exhale, twist to the right. Hold. All right, so hold here in your twisted chair, or take your hands to the floor, come into a little squat. Right hip to right elbow. Float your feet up off the ground. Option to scissor your legs. Bring your legs back together if they're separated. Come back to chair pose. Okay, we'll do left side when we do the left side, so don't worry, I didn't forget. Come into forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga. Jump back if you'd like. Upward dog. And downward dog. Breathe in. And out. Okay, so 2 arm balances on this side if you want to try them. Lift your left leg up.
left knee, left elbow hurdlers if you'd like. Ooh. I almost face planted there. This side is harder for me. 3, 2, 1. Three-legged dog and low lunge. You take that risk with arm balancing that you're gonna crash onto the floor, which makes it fun. Airplane. This time we were coming right to staff pose. Try to do it without touching your right foot down. Bent or straight. Standing pigeon. Okay, left hand, left hip. Right peace fingers, round right big toe. Bring your foot with you. Having a hard time on this side. Extend your leg if you can or want to. Or take it to the side. Okay, let's all come back to airplane pose. And your release is chair. So right foot meets left, arms reach up. Let's arm balance on this side. So twist to the left. You can always stay in the pose if you don't want to arm balance. Otherwise, come down into a low squat. Place your hands on the floor at shoulder distance apart. Left hip, left elbow. Float your feet up off the floor. Option to scissor your legs if you'd like. If your legs are scissored, bring them back together. Come back to chair. And forward fold. Halfway lift. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. And downward facing dog. Big breath in. And exhale. All right. Last time through right now. Okay, we'll take a little working break after this. So mixing it up a little bit, lift your right leg up. Let's take the right foot between your hands. Okay, crescent to airplane to staff. Standing pigeon. Okay, option here to take another arm balance. So you can either stay in your standing pigeon, or you can take your hands down onto the floor at shoulder distance apart. You're gonna wrap your left toes around your right arm. Float your right foot up off the floor. Maybe extend your leg out behind you. And then come back to chaturanga. Upward dog. Downward facing dog. This is going to be your same leg. So lift your right leg up, low lunge. And this time just cartwheel your arms up to warrior two. So left arm leads the way, left heel plants down onto the floor, hold it for one breath. Reverse your warrior just for a breath in. So you can stretch back, feel your right side open up, and then come to side angle. So right hand to the floor, block, left arm up. Hold here in side angle, or half bind, left hand, right hip, full bind. Reach your right arm underneath your right leg. Open your chest, maybe look up. Okay, if you're bound, unbind, unwind, come back to side angle pose. And then let's move from here into half moon pose. And for those of you who are like, what about bird of paradise? We'll do that one next. So we're kind of building up. Take a breath in here. As you breathe out slow with control, horse pose or a standing prayer squat. Toes point out,
heels face in, hands to your heart, sink down. All right, lift your right heel up, hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Place it down. Lift your left heel up and hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Place it down. Lift both heels up. With both heels lifted, pulse it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Place your heels down, take your hands to your knees, thumbs point in, sink low, let your shoulders come up by your ears. Look to the right, twist. Center, look to the left. Back to center, hands to your heart. Pulse your knees out. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Star, lift up, stretch up, palms face out. Heels behind your toes. Come on down, standing straddle splits. Hold here. If you have a straddle press up headstand in your practice, this is your opportunity to get upside down. So make a triangle, head, hands, place your head on the floor. Maybe you stay here. Maybe you kind of rock forward and just lift your heels, or maybe you press it up. You're all in an inversion, no matter which variation you've taken. So take 3 more breaths here. Enjoy having your head below your heart. If you're upside down, straddle your legs. Try slowly, with control. Set your feet down on the ground and come back to standing straddle splits. Okay, come on up to star. Return to warrior 2, facing the front of your mat. One more time, reverse warrior, just for a breath in, we're not holding it. Low lunge. High plank to low plank. Up dog to down dog. Inhale. Open mouth, exhale, resetting for the other side. Okay, lift your left leg up. Left foot between your hands. Low lunge pose. Crescent lunge. Airplane. Staff. And standing pigeon. Okay, we're moving to flying pigeon. So continue to sink down. If you want to try this pose and it's in your practice, well, maybe it's not in your practice and maybe it will be now. Place your hands on the floor at shoulder distance apart. You're going to take your right toes, wrap them around your left tricep. A nice tight squeeze there. Float your left toes up off the floor. Maybe extend them back. Chaturanga. Upward dog. Downward dog. Okay, so we're continuing on the same side. So left leg lifts again. Foot between your hands. Cartwheel your arms, plant your heel, warrior 2. Hold it. Reverse warrior just for your inhale breath. Side angle, exhale. So you're gonna hold your side angle. You can move into a half bind. You can move into a full bind. Don't take the bind if your chest collapses down. Make sure that you can still open, maybe look up. Come back to side angle pose. Look down at your toes, or maybe you can keep your gaze up. I'm gonna look down at my toes for half moon pose. So float your right foot up off the floor. Enjoy balancing on your left leg with your hips open, your chest open to the side. Exhale, prayer squat. Float your right foot down, toes point out, heels come in. Inhale, 5-pointed star. Exhale, standing straddle splits. Inhale, extend your spine long, halfway lift. Exhale, side lunge to the back of your mat. So you're side lunging onto your right leg. Skandasana. Nice inner thigh stretch. Maybe hands to your heart if you want to play with your balance. To the other side, side lunge onto your left leg. And come back to prayer squat. So you're gonna lift your chest up, place your shoulders right over your hips. 5-pointed star. Warrior 2, face the front of your mat. Reverse warrior. Low lunge, high plank, chaturanga, upward dog, downward dog. Okay, let's do 5 froggy jumps. So walk your feet in about a footstep. Bring your toes and heels to touch. You're gonna separate your knees as your hips come back to your heels. So you come down into a squat. If you need to watch this first, that's fine. If you've never done this, maybe you've practiced these with me before. You're gonna try and get your hips over your shoulders as you jump up and keep your feet connected. So 5, 4, 3. Last one. Come back to down dog. Now with that same momentum, bring your shoulders first over your wrists as you jump through your hands. Lift your heels, look past your hands. Okay, float right to boat pose. Hold boat for 5, 3, 2, 1. Bring the soles of your feet to touch. So you're like in a lifted butterfly position. Take your hands to arrow mudra. Lower your back down onto the floor. Okay, option here to keep your heels lifted or set them down on the floor. Wherever you are, start to lift and lower for 20. I'm gonna be honest, I lost count. Do your 20. I think we're getting near the end. I'm just gonna call this 3, 2, 1. Wherever you are, bring your knees into your chest. Take one breath. All right, now you're gonna roll one time back, forward, and jump back chaturanga if you would like to try that. Come back, come forward, cross your ankles, plant your hands, shoot your legs back, land with bent arms. Upward dog, downward dog. Breathe in. Did you like our active rest? It didn't feel very restful, but it's a power hour, so we're gonna go with it. As with all yoga classes, if you need to rest, please do. Take care of your body. Don't push it too hard that you end up hating yoga or hurting yourself. All right, so back to our right side. We're moving toward bird of paradise, so get excited for that. Lift your right leg up. Place your foot between your hands.
Crescent lunge.
Airplane pose. Staff pose. Okay, we're gonna try toe balance. I'm not very good at this posture, but I like it. For toe balance, you're gonna bring your left foot a little bit higher up toward your hip crease if you can. So it's in a half lotus position. I need to focus to get my balance. And make your way down into a squat. So you can hinge at your hips, you can squat your leg, whatever works for you. So you're balancing on your right toes, meaning your heels lifted up off the floor. If you can, try and take your hands to heart center. Otherwise, keep them on the floor and just play, experiment. Hold it for 5. That's 1. Place your hands back on the floor if they're not already. Come back into standing forward fold with half lotus pose. Come on up to staff. I'm gonna move forward on my mat here, and then make your way to airplane lunge. Okay, just from a different position, we're doing that transition again to warrior. So plant your heel, left arm leads the way, cartwheel up, and then exhale, side angle. Bind your side angle. I'm gonna walk you through bird of paradise, otherwise hold side angle. Go ahead and look toward your right toes. Bring your left foot forward so your feet are in line with one another. Stand on your left leg. Put your right leg up off the mat. Maybe extend your right leg long. Maybe look over your left shoulder. Okay? From here, come back to bound side angle. Back to side angle. Star. One squat, we're flowing. Inhale, arms reach up overhead. Exhale, warrior 2, back to the front of your mat. Reverse warrior, half moon pose with option for sugar cane. For sugar cane pose, bend your left leg, reach your hand around for the outside edge of your left foot, kick your foot back. Okay, now, come back to half moon pose, step lightly back into low lunge pose, and then coming back to our side plank with a variation here, take your right peace fingers around your right big toe. These are all up-level options, so you do what works for you. Side plank, lift your right leg high, and extend your leg long if you can. Okay, now try, if you're holding on to your right big toe, to set it back to low lunge. Alrighty. Chaturanga. Step back, high plank to low plank. Upward dog to downward dog. Now we're gonna do the left side, and then I promise you a real active rest. All right, so lift your left leg up, low lunge. Crescent lunge. Airplane pose. Staff pose. Standing half lotus if it's accessible, or half pigeon. And make your way to toe balance. So you can either hinge from your hips or squat down. Your left leg, come all the way down. Maybe take one or both hands up off the mat. This side is a little more difficult for me, so I'm just gonna hold here, shoulders over the hips. And then come back to half lotus forward fold. Staff. Moving up on my mat again. Airplane lunge. preparing ourselves for the transition to Warrior Two. Plant your heel on the floor, right arm leads the way, Warrior Two. Reverse Warrior, side angle, hold side angle, or let's move right into it, Bird of Paradise. Bind your arms around your left leg, step your right foot forward, stand onto your right foot, lift your left leg with you. Maybe extend your left leg long. Maybe look to the right. Bend your leg, set your foot down, return to bound, side angle. And to side angle, reverse warrior. Half moon, option for sugar cane. If you're taking sugar cane, you bend your right leg, take your foot from the outside with your right hand, press it back. So you have a nice C shape in your spine. Half moon. Big exhale to prayer squat. Inhale, 5-pointed star. Exhale, Warrior Two. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, low lunge. Bind your left big toe with your left peace fingers, or you can just take side plank. Bring your foot with you. Stretch it up. Hold it. Maybe you can place it back into low lunge. Keep that toe bound. Low lunge, high plank, chaturanga, or dog. Downward dog. Okay, now we did our froggy jumps last time. If you'd like to this time, you can take handstand kicks. If you're gonna take handstand kicks, kick equally on both sides, and we're just gonna do 3 to 5 times on both sides, your choice. Get your shoulders over your wrists, walk your right foot forward, kick up. And I don't know how many you've done, but let's do the left side now. Walk your left foot forward, shoulders over wrists, kick up. Okay, back to down dog. Maybe that was successful, maybe not. Maybe you tried for the first time, and that's a huge success. Look toward your hands, step or float through. And let's come into seated forward fold. Extend your legs long out in front of you. Reach your arms up. Fold over your legs. One more breath. Okay, from here, release from your fold. You're gonna lower down onto your back and shoot your legs up to shoulder stand. So go ahead and bend your legs, lower down, and then shoot your legs up, shoulder stand. Plow pose. Bring your feet back behind the crown of your head to the floor or toward the floor. Lift your legs back up to shoulder stand. And then you're gonna lower your feet to the floor. So bend your legs, lower your feet to the floor, and come into bridge pose. You can take chest expansion with your bridge if you want. Interlacing your fingers underneath your hips, roll onto the outer edges of your shoulders.
exhale, lower your hips, release your hands if they're bound. Take one roll. Cross over your ankles and come into headstand. So you're gonna take your hands, make a triangle with your forearms, place your forearms on the floor. Bring your head between your hands. Come into kind of like a dolphin pose with your head on the floor. If headstand's not in your practice, go ahead and take dolphin pose. So in dolphin pose, it's like downward facing dog, but you're on your forearms. This is a great shoulder strengthener and stretch as well. For headstand, you can take the option of splitting your legs, pressing up, or come into a little ball, press your legs up. If you're close to a wall and want to use a wall, feel free. Okay, wherever you are, release. If you're in headstand, try to come down with control instead of just plopping down. And everyone, child's pose, actually embryo pose. So bring your knees together and just rock your hips back to your heels and rest the tops of your hands on the floor behind you and rest your head down. Release the back of your neck. Last breath here. Okay, come out of your embryo pose. And we're gonna come into our big back bend camel pose. You can either come up onto your shins, stack shoulders over hips over knees, come from this position. I'm gonna take it from toes pose, but whatever works for you. If you're taking it from this position, you can just take hold of your heels and you're just gonna start to press your hips forward. Release from camel pose. Go ahead and rest your hips on your heels, hands on your thighs. Close your eyes. And come down into a seated position. We're gonna take half Lord of the Fishes for our seated twist. Bring your right foot up and over your left leg. Your left leg is bent. Twisting from the base of your spine to the right. You can either hold on to your right knee with your left arm. You can hook elbow to the outside of your knee. You can reach your hand to the floor. You can bind. Okay, now release from your twist. Take your left hand to the floor and you're just gonna reach your arm straight up and stretch your hips open. I think this feels like a really nice release for that deep twist. And come back down. Switch sides, so bend your right leg, take your left foot up and over, place it on the floor. Hold on to your left knee with your arm, or you can hook elbow to the outside of your knee, or you can bind. And release from your twist.
Let's take the same counter pose on the other side. So place your right hand on the floor. You're gonna lift your left arm up, open your hips, maybe come up onto the ball of your left foot. Just stretch it out. Release. Make your way down onto your back. We did a lot of poses in that 1 hour. I hope you liked the challenge. Separate your legs for happy baby pose. Hold on to your big toes with your peace fingers, or you can grab onto the arches of your feet. I like to kind of bend and straighten my legs a little bit for a little straddle there, or you can rock side to side for a spinal massage. Okay, we did a lot of standing pigeons, but let's just take a quick supine pigeon. So place your left foot on the floor, cross your right ankle over your left knee, take hold of your thigh or your shin, squeeze it in, and release and switch sides. So left ankle over right knee, hold on to your thigh or your shin, squeeze it in, release. And anything else, we did a nice deep seated twist. If you like a twist on the floor, take it, and we're gonna make our way to Shavasana. So any other movements that you wanna take so that you can get into a nice, relaxed state, do that first. I like to suggest, assuming you're practicing by yourself, maybe you've got a friend or something, but take up space. Sometimes in a studio, well, sometimes in the studios I practice in, you have to really stay on your mat, but you got the space. I like to suggest you bring your arms nice and wide, bring your legs nice and wide, let your feet flop open, palms face up, relax your fingers, relax your toes. Breathe in through your nose, hold it at the top for as long as is at the edge of comfort. When you're ready, you're gonna release it through your mouth. All right, and just let go of your breath altogether. So you just come back to a really easy rhythm. And possibly close your eyes so that you can relax your face. So release tension from your jaw, your forehead. You worked really hard during this 1 hour, so enjoy the fruits of your labor. Just really notice the state of your body right now. Hopefully it feels tired, stretched out, strong, whatever it is that you wanted out of this practice. And then let's just rest here in silence. have the time, please rest in your Shavasana for even longer. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. Today, as you move forward, may you have peace in your thoughts, your words, and your heart. From my heart to yours, namaste.